Hello, everyone. Howdy. I'm seeing it already. We have so many friends in the chat. Reputate.
Love that.
Gosh. Ooh, a message specifically for Diane. Be prepared for 8,000 different Swiftie references from.
Yeah. I love it. I'm ready. I was listening to Taylor Swift all day while I was cleaning. So.
Oh my gosh, I was just blasting "Love of My Life" before we hopped on together. So I love that for us. Hello. Okay, number 1 or number 2, Reputate. Everybody's saying 1.
Okay.
I chose 2 last time, so I think I'm going to go with 1 this time.
Okay.
What do you choose?
It's my first time, so I'm going to pick 2.
All right. I love that. Oh, Larry's here. Hello. Hello, Ella. Oh, Kayla's here. Kayla chose 1.
Okay.
Ari.
Oh, hi.
Hello, Ari. Harriet. Slay. Hello, Jason. Hey, Mark. Hey, Evelyn's here. Hello, Evelyn. I love your videos. Alrighty. So, friends. I love this. I love
so fun. Oh my God.
Okay. Well, I have a lovely guest with me this beautiful evening. Diane, would you like to introduce yourself to
if I must. Hi, I'm Diane. I make videos here on YouTube, Diane Marie. I'm working currently on the line edits for my debut novel. It's currently called Ben. I don't have a title for it. I'm freaking out a little bit. It's fine. It'll come to me. I'm hoping that I'll be struck with a title very soon. Divinely, it'll come to me. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here. This is what I'll be working on today. I'm behind on my deadline, and it's great. I'm not stressed at all. Tay?
Fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hello, I'm Tay. You are here on my channel, so thank you for being here. If you want to give this live stream a like while you're at it, I would really appreciate that. But I am also an author-tuber, booktuber here, and I am also an indie author. This is my first book, Venture Below. This is the second book, Venture Beyond. It is a YA fantasy series full of a lot of action. We've got a fugitive princess, pirates, high stakes, a magical plant, lots of mystery, a king's assassination, an evil queen. There's lots going on. And I am currently working on the 3rd and final book of the Venture series, Venture Alone. And I started the second draft yesterday. So we're not very far. My deadline is approaching me at lightning speed, and I'm kind of freaking out, but it's fine. I am in the middle of the 3rd chapter of this second draft. So we'll see how much we can get done today. I would love to be super productive. And then everybody in the chat, if you want to let us know what you are going to be working on during this stream, as well as if you have any questions, we would love to chat and answer some questions. But let's see, currently part way through a 30-minute sprint working on my WHIP Project Blue. Okay. Hello, Nicole. Jordy. Hey. Saoirse. Okay, Larry is going to be brainstorming and world building for Anarchist, book 2 of my space opera trilogy. Okay. I love that title, number 1. That's so sick. And Jason, I love your channel so much, Diane. I've been way too long. No, seriously, I love content so much. It's so good.
I got the little like notification of like happy 5 years on YouTube like the other a week or 2 ago. I was like, oh God, it's been so long, but I love it.
Wait a second. What do you mean 5 years?
5 years, and it was like half a decade. I'm like, oh God, I'm ancient.
Okay, we have a question from Reputate. Does the Inheritance games have any spice throughout it? I have not read the Inheritance games. I don't think it does, though. I think it's mainly like a YA thriller-y vibe. Like, oh my gosh, what's that one movie with, oh my gosh, who cares? I can't think of it, but it's kind of like Clue, and it has like that old-timey like Agatha Christie mystery vibe.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's gonna bother you.
Knives Out.
Okay.
I was like, wait, it's right there on the tip of my brain. Okay. And Reputate is going to be editing again.
Nice.
Ari's pages, I'm at
Ooh.
2.3K for the day. So
Okay.
let's make this a 3K day, y'all, for Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call. Wow.
I love
That's
it.
incredible, Ari. I know you were sprinting like crazy this morning, so I'm so happy to hear you are killing it. Currently, work in progress is first draft of a fantasy, which starts with the concept of humans versus demons. Okay.
I'm here for it. I like it.
I'm proofreading my debut novel.
Yes.
Love it.
Good.
And then Kayla is writing the first draft of Project Bending of the Willow.
I love these titles. Oh my God.
This is my bestie, okay? And this is her first writing project. And I'm so thrilled. Kayla, I'm so excited for you. It's so good. Like, I can't wait for when we do last lines so everybody can get a taste of it. Oh, it's so
okay.
good. Okay. Yeah. Happy YouTube.
Thank you.
I'm gonna work on going through more beta reader feedback today. Writing my hopefully debut novel. Drafting my gothic fantasy mystery project, Controlled Chaos. Okay. I love that.
300 words. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, trying to write 3,700 words total today to hit my goal of 10K in a week. We believe in you. We believe 100%.
Yeah, you got this.
It's mostly mystery. There is kissing scenes, but no spice. Yeah, I was like, I feel like that's more YA. Like, if anything, there will probably be like closed door.
Right.
I hope. Okay, I'm currently writing my debut novel, Project Raincoat, a young adult sci-fi dystopian. It has lots of queer romance and lots of mystery. Okay, love that. Awesome. Have written 1,456 words so far.
Amazing.
Chapter 24. I have 4 more chapters left after this. That's crazy.
Okay.
Controlled Chaos is literally this chapter. Yeah. Awesome. Well, if anybody has any questions about writing, our projects, inspiration, random stuff, whatever it might be, like, we'd love to chat about that. I have a question though. Yeah. What is your current read?
Ooh. What is my current read? I have a couple. Hang on, I gotta check my app.
Literally me. I'm like, 7 books at the same time.
Oh, technically, I'm working on volume 9 of Death Note, but I haven't picked that up in a while.
Ooh.
And then I'm also working through Tell Me It's Right by Katie Wismer.
Ooh.
The new one's Tell Me It's Wrong. So Tell Me It's Right is her first book. That's the one I'm working on. Yeah, those 2 are kind of the 2 that I'm most of the way through. So
yeah, I kind of started Dracula in my last reading.
Yes,
but
I love that edition you found.
Isn't it stunning? It literally. Let's pull her out. Let's pull her out.
Do it.
I pulled it out last night, and I have to do it again.
I love that.
It is giving. It's so good.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start another reading vlog. I have one already ready to go. I filmed a whole other one. It's edited, ready to go. And then I think I'm gonna do another one.
Okay.
But I want to pick up. Alex E. Harrow just dropped another short story.
Nice.
And my favorite short story / writing of all time is one she wrote called The 6 Deaths of the Saint.
Okay.
And this one is like Butcher Bird in the Night or something like that. Okay. And it looks so it looks so good. And then I have Chris's arc, and then I have Heartstrings by Ivy Fairbanks. She also wrote Morbidly Yours, and I loved Morbidly Yours. I thought that book was so good, and this is like the second one in the interconnected romance series. So I'm so excited.
You got a lot going on.
I do. So I'm not really in the middle of anything, but I'm gonna start some books. Currently reading a novel love story by Ashley Poston. Okay, this is a question for Diane. What's your favorite part about writing Project Ben so far, and what was your inspiration for it?
Okay, this is a difficult one. My favorite part of writing the Project Ben so far. It's hard to say, like, my favorite. I mean, I feel like right now I'm in my favorite part of the process, like other than like the brainstorming phase, the like line editing phase of it is my favorite part, which I'm currently in, which is very fun. Yeah, just like making, like adding in like nuance and like making the sentences clearer and getting like stronger verbs and like just making it, like polishing it up is feeling so good. The polishing up part, like the ideation part, and then the polishing up, like finally getting it to like as close to how I see it in my head as possible has been a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying that. And as far as inspiration, I don't know. Like I don't know what like I feel like I've had this kind of like a version of the story that I've been trying to tell for a while. Like I wrote a short film in film school that kind of had this same sort of idea. It's definitely like evolved from there. And then like other things have also come in. I don't know what I don't know that I can answer like exactly what my inspiration was. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things. I feel like a lot of things inspired me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. Oh, Jordy, Death Note.
So good. I'm
so great.
It.
You made it, friend. Also, Ian is here in the chat. Okay, wait. Woo, it moved. Okay. Got Morbidly Yours from the library. Okay, it's so good and wholesome and atmospheric, and it takes place in Ireland. And it involves like a funeral home, like in a funeral. The guy who runs the place, okay, is the love interest. And it's just it's so good. It's so good. I love it. And he is inspired by Hosier. That was where Ivy took inspiration from. And you can tell. Like I
love that.
And it has like, I feel like some romance books can either like they teeter between having too much of a serious tone or like too much of like a rom-com tone. Right. And then balances really well and like has a lot of serious moments, but then like has like these fun, like giggly, like you're kicking your feet moments. Like, I love Morbidly Yours. In the middle of Ninth House, Call Me by Your Name, and Wild Love. I love Wild Love. I love Wild Love. I just read Wild Eyes, and I'm gonna pick up the third book. So I hope you enjoy Wild Love. Let's see. Oh my gosh, the chat is popping off. I'm reading the fourth book in the Natural series called Bad Blood. I have heard of the Natural series. I haven't picked it up yet, but I heard it's really good. It's like Criminal Minds meets like they have abilities, like superpowers, kind of not like superpowers, but special abilities.
Right.
And it sounds really sick.
That does sound good.
Tia is in the chat on your way home. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we'll still be here. So you're good. Take your time, sweet. Oh, okay. Question for me. Now, how much is Venture Alone gonna make me cry? A lot. I'll start there. And out of all the characters you've written, which one do you relate to most? I would say I want to embody Riley, who is the character in my second book. She has a lot of angst. She's very badassery. Like she's got a lot of that going on. But I'm probably most like Adelaide, who is like the main character of the first book. And kind of throughout the series, she's like the main, like she's the princess. She's the one going through all this drama and stuff. And I do feel like I have more in common as an almost 30-year-old version of me with her than I do with like the angsty teen Riley. But there's attributes of her that I want to, you know, like standing up for yourself, speaking up for what's right. But yeah, in seriousness though, about like how much Venture Alone will make you cry, you will. I think that's where I'll leave it. You will. If I do my job right, you will.
Looking forward to it.
It's called Venture Alone for a reason.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Okay, we got another question from Jordy. What is your opinion on different kinds of endings? Happy, sad, open. I, for example, refute to even start reading a book that has a sad ending. Interesting. Interesting. Usually that's like what draws me to read it. If I know it's going to be
like, will this just
like, this
yes or no?
This will make me cry? TBR.
I know. GoodReads to read shelf. Yeah. Yeah.
What about you? What is your on that?
I honestly, I love pain when it comes to like movies or like whatever. So like I love like especially like a bittersweet ending.
Yeah.
Money.
Like La La Land, bittersweet.
Stop. Is that I haven't seen that, so I'll have to watch that now. Stop. I'll have to watch it.
You've never seen La La Land?
No. I know.
Okay.
There's a lot. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of movies that you're gonna say that about, or like books and stuff. I know.
Okay, well that's like top priority.
Okay. Let me write this down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll remind you. I will text you. Did you watch La La Land yet? It's so good. That if that's what you're like, you eat it up. That's a huge movie. That has that feeling. I won't say anything more because now I know you haven't watched it.
That with not Ryan Reynolds. What's the other guy? Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Ryan Gosling and Emma. Okay. Yes, I remember. Okay. We got it on the list. It's my homework tonight. No. Is it gonna destroy me?
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be oh my gosh, especially because you're in the film industry. You're gonna love it.
Excited. Oh my god, okay.
No, you're gonna love it. And if you don't, just like lie to me. But okay. I agree. Like I like different kinds of endings. I think if I'm reading a romance, I specifically want it to end in a happy way. I think they kind of have to be considered a romance.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think the ones that stick with me the most are bittersweet, tragedy, or open-ended. Yeah. Like those are the ones that I am haunted by, you know. Yeah. My series doesn't end. I will tell you, Jordy, it doesn't end in a bad way. Like you're not gonna be like pounding down my door. Natalie talked me off the ledge. So you should thank her for that. Thank her for that. But yeah, so you'll be okay with Venture. Maybe. Maybe. Yes, we love Riley. We love Riley so much. I refuse to read anything that has a happy ending. I need the angst. I need something to make me cry. Yeah. I think a little bit of both is good though. Like if it can make you cry but then deliver a happy ending, then that's a win. Or vice versa. If it can make you happy and then make you cry at the end. Yeah. So I said never again with those sad endings.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard because that's also like your closure. Like you don't get more with those characters. Like so if it ends tragically, like it hurts.
Yeah.
I'm actually so scared to read the song. Triggered. No. Have you read the Song of Achilles?
No. But now I feel like I have to. Hang on.
Write it down.
There's a lot. Listen, there's a lot that I haven't. Okay. So
that's another, like, I know that book is super overhyped, but I think it's the perfect amount of hyped, if not underhyped. Like, I love that book, like, really genuinely. And if you, like, know a lot of Greek mythology, maybe just separate the mythology and the book in your head. Just let the book kind of be its own. Like, she did a lot of research and did a great job, but Achilles is not the same Achilles in the mythology. Like, you have to, like, really, and that was what I was seeing a lot of people critique, is they're like, this Achilles would never this. And I'm like, yeah, but just, he's a character. He's a character.
Yeah.
You know? And he's a very flawed character. So it's okay. Needs to make an emotional wreck, but it's going to have an uplift at the end. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, chat is popping off. Praise to Natalie. Honestly, like she did some work when we were drafting, when we were outlining this. She was like, Taylor, you can't do that. And I was like, but like I could. And she's like, no. And I'm like, fine, whatever.
Oh my god.
Addicted to bittersweet. Hello, honey. Addicted to bittersweet endings because happy endings aren't realistic. Sorry. You didn't even hold my hand. Oh my god.
Fair.
Saoirse.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
That's truth, Jordy. I don't read for realism. I read and write to escape reality. Yes. Song of Achilles is so good. Okay, if you haven't read Fault in Our Stars, you probably need to because that book broke me in all the good ways.
That one I have read, and I remember being broken by it.
Yeah. I read that in peak, like 2014, 2015, before the movie came out. Yeah. That was a good time. I did like Circe. I liked it less than Song of Achilles. And I think it was because I read Song of Achilles first, possibly. I still liked it a lot. It just took me a long time to get through Circe, like a lot more than Song of Achilles. And I don't know why, but yeah. Valid. Speaking facts, Larry. Okay. Well, if anybody has another question they want to drop, we can chat for like maybe 10 more minutes and then we'll hop into, I think we'll do a 30-minute sprint. But yeah, we can yap for like 10 more minutes. So if anybody has got another question, something they want to ask us, I really liked the endings question. That was really nice. Yeah. How does your book end if you were to put it in a category? You don't have to spoil it if you don't want to.
I don't know. It's not a romance, so it's not a romance.
In other words, it's not happy.
It's not a romance, so I'll say that much. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's like a bittersweet. It's a bittersweet, maybe. I don't know. Riley, don't say anything, Riley.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We do have some awesome questions. What themes do you find yourself often going back to in your writing? Ooh. That's a good question. Uh-huh. We're both like, wait. I'm trying to think of themes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I know that like in like all of my in like most of my writing, something that I've noticed is there's like a grief theme. There's like processing grief. But I also really like anything about like the human condition and just like the way that I don't know, like people. I like really like character driven things. So I like when people are a little not so perfect and dealing with that and processing and yeah, but definitely one thing I have noticed just like in general is that like loss and grief are themes that I've like I feel like I've always written about. Like I mean, most of my stories there's some sort of
death
or grief, like loss. So which I think makes sense because that's like a big thing for me in life that I am like afraid of and that like I struggle with, and so I think that's probably why I'm like drawn to writing about it. So that's definitely one of my
almost like pretty much ditto. And like everything that you said, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like in the adventure series there's a lot of loss and like literally the book starts off with Adelaide having lost her father. And then in my romance book that's a huge theme, and then in my other series so I'm like like processing grief, like going through it, and then also losing people, like the adventure series you lose a lot of people. So that has me like that's definitely a big theme. And then probably secrets for mine, like I would say now that I'm thinking about it, like even in my romance one there's a lot of like lying, kind of like faking, like presenting one way and then you discover the truth, you know, like that's a big theme. Like that's the whole venture series. In my romance one that's a big thing. And then even in my other fantasy series I want to write, that's like, I feel like we should maybe talk about that with like a therapist or something. That's really that's really odd. I also love this question. How do you stay motivated? Do you have an answer?
Well, first of all, I don't stay motivated. That's for sure. I think the thing that works most for me, I mean, there's like moments where like I'll watch something and then I'll get like inspired and then I'll feel motivated, or I'll think about something that I want to do and then I get motivated to like do that. But I think for me, what happens, like what usually works most often to like get me motivated is doing something first. Like even when I'm not really feeling it, like if I open up the document and I start working, even though like I'm not really motivated to do it, once I start doing it and then like I like change a line and it's like really good, I'm like, ooh, and then like that's like what gets me motivated to keep going, because I'm like, oh, I made that line really good. Like imagine how I can make this chapter good, or like whatever. So that kind of like the action is kind of like what gets the motivation going for the most part. Or like, otherwise it's like watching something or like getting inspired that way. But usually it's like I need to start doing the thing and then that'll like trigger the motivation to keep going.
Yeah, that's really important. I would say for me, I think the idea of being constantly motivated to work on your project is a delusion. I think being passionate about it or being excited about it is different. Like, you know what I mean? Like as writers, like, we're always like, there's that part of you that has butterflies, like even if they're really small and they're like kind of dying, they're still there. And you're like, I do love my project. I do love my world. I do love my characters. And that's real. But sometimes we're human. So it's like, you're not always going to want to be motivated. So number one, don't beat yourself up if you're not feeling motivated. Like that would make a robot. Like if somebody was always, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah, I'd be a little freaked out.
That's inhuman behavior. So like, you're not alone. Like I think every writer struggles with motivation, but that's where discipline is like so necessary. And for me, it's like accountability, pretty much like setting up, like having a body double, like having Diane here and like having a live stream, call up another writer friend, like make some writer friends here in the chat, like connect with people and be like, hey, even if it's just over text, be like, I'm going to do a 30-minute sprint. Can you be there with me or like do it with me or something? And that has really changed the game for me, because right now I'm not motivated. I don't want to do this at all. Like no part of me is like, I can't wait to edit it. Like, no, that's a lie. I don't want to do this right now. But I know the moment we start that timer, like I force myself, like I don't do anything but this, like when the timer goes on. So I know the moment that happens, by the time we're back for our second yap, I'm going to be like, oh my God, that was so much fun. But I wasn't motivated to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up if you're not feeling motivated, like for anybody. Like that's just not real. That's just not realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also Kayla wants your book like right now.
Oh my God.
She's like slapping her card on the table, like, give it to me. Oh my God.
It's coming.
Okay, we have one more question we're going to answer. I know everybody's popping off in the chat, and I'm going to be reading through that a little bit as we are answering this next question, but we need to yap for like a minute and then we can do our little sprint. But this one is favorite and least part of the current stage you are in your project. Oof. What's your favorite?
So I'm in the line editing stage, more or less. I'm doing a little more work in some spots, but it's mostly line editing. That is my favorite part. I love making the line level better. Like I love making things clearer. I love making things stronger. The thing that I don't like very much is that like I can get pretty stuck on like a line or a word or something, and I'll be there for like 45 minutes on one line because I'm like, maybe there's a better word, like maybe there's like a better like way I can say this, and like I'll do it and I'll play around with it and I'll like for like 45 minutes, and then at the end of it I'm like, no, and I'll go back and just like have the original line.
Oh,
So I can get a
feel-
little like
feel
too,
that.
yeah.
I feel that. I when I read Stephen King's book on writing, he talked about that a little bit and how he tends to write super fast, number one, but I think he makes his stuff pretty polished as he's writing it. And his thing is usually, I think, was it him or was it something else I read? I don't freaking know. Whatever. Don't quote me. But I remember somebody important said that usually the first way that you write it is how it should be. Like that's how it's intended to be. That's what you meant. And like I totally get it. Like sometimes the word I'm writing is just a filler word. Like I know in the moment I'm writing it, this is not what I mean.
Right.
I'll fix it later.
Yeah.
And so I get that. But sometimes I get it. Like right now I'm being super nitpicky on like word choices and like what I'm saying and stuff. And then I like look back at what it was and I'm like, well, that was actually better than what I just wrote. So Control Z, Control Z, Control.
Yeah.
Okay. That's your favorite and least favorite? Like kind of together?
Favorite is just when it comes to me easily and like I can see the difference where I'm like, oh, that sounds so much better. Like that's clearer. And that's like, I love that part when I change a line and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Least favorite is when I get stuck on a freaking line that didn't even need to be changed in the first place. So
yeah, I'd say I just started the second draft. So I think my favorite part is rereading it through like a new way. And like, I know how to fix stuff. Well, hopefully I know how to fix stuff, but it's like, I'm experiencing it all again. Cause I only read it once before and now I'm going really slow and like changing things. And then I think my least favorite is thinking about how much I need to do and like rewrite. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So since we're so excited to get started, I do see we have some questions, but I'm gonna star that for when we come back. And we're gonna jump into our first sprint. Super excited.
We're doing 30?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll do a little 30-minute sprint. Ooh, we got
on the wrong thing.
Is anyone gonna do novella November? Ooh, I know Kayla is working on a novella, so Kayla. But yeah.
I think I messed this up. I've never used Focus. I thought I could change it, but it's like a Pomodoro, so it's only 25 minutes, and I don't know how to change it.
Oh, that's okay. We could do 25. We have been yapping over 30, so that's okay.
Okay. So then we should be good.
Awesome.
Let me share my screen.
Oh my God. Hopefully, I think I might try to get like. Should I try to get like 2 chapters done? I don't know.
Gosh. Yes. I'll be lucky if I finish the chapter I'm on.
Did you present your screen?
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead. Awesome. Okay, guys. We have our 25 minutes up. Also, welcome back, Elizabeth. We're going to kick off this 25-minute sprint, and good luck to everybody. Prepare your last lines because we're going to be sharing them, and we'll see you in 25 minutes. Good luck.
Good luck.
That's good to know for next time, Yanni. Thank you. What a
It's so pleasant.
Also, I have a guest here today.
Hello, puppy.
Penny. She may look a little different to you guys. We shaved her.
Oh.
So now she's a naked retriever. She looks like a lab.
Oh yeah, she does. Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Oh, dude. She's just been here for like half the sprint.
I love that.
We're cuddling now. I love that.
Sweet.
How did it go for you?
It went well. It went well. So I finished up. I thought I was at the end of chapter 5, but I had completed chapter 5. I was at the end of chapter 6, so I finished chapter 6, which is lovely. I have started chapter 7, and I'm just barely in there because everything's going so slow.
Yeah.
But it felt good. It felt good. I'm excited to get some work done for sure.
Yeah.
How'd it go for you?
That was very slow going for me. I didn't even finish chapter 3. I'm still in, like, literally in the midst of where I was. I probably added, God, how much did I just write though?
Oh my God.
Okay, so I added in like 450 words.
Wow.
I was rewriting this just because I felt like the way people were reacting to this news was like not right. Like it was out of their character.
Okay.
So stuff just was like, I was like, well, this character actually wouldn't feel this way. They would feel this way. So I was having that moment, and like, even like the action of what some of them were doing and stuff just wasn't right. So I pretty much rewrote that entire scene. Like nothing is the same from the point I started. So that was a win.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty slow going, and now I feel like I've caught what needs to happen.
Okay.
You know, because this is the aftermath of what happens at the end of the second book, and a lot is being revealed. So I want to reveal it like slowly, and it's very emotional, like, you know. So yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was very productive. To have that realization, to see that
all the lights.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark here. Yeah, to have that realization of like, oh, these characters actually wouldn't. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah.
Like, because I'll take this one off. But like, one of my characters reacted in a very lighthearted way and was kind of like making a joke out of it. And then at first, and then when something was revealed, they were still kind of having that reaction. And I was like, I feel like this news would actually be very hard to swallow. So I don't think they would, like, I think that's where the funniness would stop. You know what I mean? Like, they would stop being funny and be like, wait, what? Like, wait a second. What do you mean? Like, excuse me? So I changed that, and it changed the whole dynamic of the scene. And I'm really loving this because the character's head I'm in right now, I'm giving them even some more depth as they're explaining, and it's good. It's good. I'm having fun.
Yay.
Okay. Yes. Last lines. Do you want to share your last line before we dive into them?
Oh gosh.
It's not a perfect line. It's just your last line.
This makes me sweaty. Where am I?
I was like, what is mine?
Where did I end off? Oh gosh. Sure. It's a little long. It's a little wordy, but I ended off where I'm like partway through the first little chapter or first paragraph of chapter 7. So the last line I looked at was, my heart clenches in my chest when the laugh reverberates off the walls again, and my eyes fall exactly on the person I know has produced it, but hoped not to see.
Play. Oh my God.
Things are about to happen.
Okay, my last line is extremely spoilery. Like, I can't even blink stuff out of it. So I have one above it that I can say. There's, you could never give me.
Ooh, okay. Yes.
It's like, that's why I'm like, some of the lines are like, okay, but like in the context, like the context.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Last line from Reputate. He had a glint of worry in his eyes that just maybe his plan had a flaw. Oh, hello, Hayden. Hello, just getting here and hopping on. Y'all aren't about to stop for the night. No, we have one more sprint. Do not fret, and we still have another yap session right now. So you're good. You're good to go. Okay, let me pop back to the top. Oh my gosh, the chat is popping off. Managed 503 words. Incredible. Kayla's last line. Okay, get ready for a sleigh. The faces she fought to keep close always slipped away again. Like smoke, I think it's smoke, through her fingers, no matter how tightly she held on. Oh. Like smoke through her fingers. I love that description. Yes. Okay, last line. I am dumbfounded. Hello? I am dumbfounded. They were paid to blackmail me. I think I need to lie down.
Oh my God, I love this.
Same, and I'm not even blackmailed. Okay, watching it in the glass, I wanted to see it in cerulean blue before its true colors are engulfed by the hues casted by the sky. Okay. Jordy.
Okay.
Sit down. Like, your stuff is always so good. I know last night she was talking about how she feels like she writes slowly. But dude, you produce such like polished stuff. So it's like, oh my gosh.
I write slow and they don't come out like that.
Cerulean blue. Ah, I love that so much. Okay, Nicole got 194 words done. Last line. No, he is family. It will always hurt. My voice is barely above a whisper. Oh, sorry. That was not a whisper. No. His family, it will always hurt. My voice is barely above a whisper, and a look of sympathy crosses his face. Honey, are you okay, bro? You can jump down, sis, if you don't want to be here anymore.
Aww.
No, you do? Look, she is giving me right now. It's her dinner time. Okay, I know. You're okay. Last line. That was all it was. Survival instinct. Oh, why do I feel like the context is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it was. Like, it was just survival instinct.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't mean to like make out with you. Like, it wasn't.
We needed to cuddle for warmth.
Like, God, that's the vibe it's giving. Oh, okay. Bye, honey.
I love all these little out of context lines. I love it so much.
It makes your brain like try to piece together what's happening. Rachel hopped in at 60-minute mark, so I only got about 25 words. That's still more words than you had before. Last line. She had 2 hours to blank, 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 blank. Yet her head was entirely empty.
Ooh, okay.
With the blank, 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 blank. 443 words, finishing with, they set off up to the street. The pedestrians they passed, oblivious to the tension.
We're not oblivious.
No. Okay, Rachel's last line. I looked back towards the bar where Duncan had his head buried in his notebook. I'm like trying to piece together the scene like as I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this.
Dami, where did you come from?
Welcome.
Okay, Dami's last line. I left it with the Dogda for safekeeping. Well, not quite with the Dogda. Can't be too careful, but he'll help you get to it. You're a celestial after all. I'm so sorry if I butchered that word. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, not bad at all. Jordy, seriously, you're incredible. Yes, so poetic. So beautiful. Also, it is so intriguing, Dolly.
Yes.
Larry didn't do any writing, but developed 7 regions.
Casually.
Galaxy.
Okay. That's a lot.
I've been lurking. That. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, now is a perfect time to read some of the 4 questions that we have got. Starting off with Jasmine's, what genre would you like to write or try to get into?
Goodness. Okay. So I know that I would like to write romance. I'd like to get into like the romance genre. but then also like within that, like paranormal and like horror.
Yes.
That's what I would like to
Yes.
explore that. So yeah,
I'm starting to like uncage myself from like picking to a genre, and I have so many ideas now, and I think that was like a huge factor was the genres, because I think you're always told like you got to stick to your genre. Like I know people are going to know Taylor Ann Wright for the fantasy stuff and like the YA fantasy, but I want to be able to like branch out as well.
Yeah.
And so the moment I just kind of like let go of the genre ideas, you know, I start, oh my gosh, I have so many ideas. I have like a Regency romance. I have, and I would probably never write that one because I don't like historical stuff is like difficult for me. Like I don't really want to do all that research.
Yeah.
But like Natalie writes Regency romance, and it's
amazing.
So good.
That's amazing. It's a flex.
I'm like, who the fuck you, dude? Because she's like, I have to think like, what is this terminology for like this thing, and like how? I'm like,
yeah, there's a lot of layers.
That's why I have fantasy, because I make it up. Like if it doesn't make sense, well, it's my world. So it's fine. And then horror is a big one. Like I love reading horror.
Yeah.
I think it would be more something I'd have to adapt. Like I don't think I could naturally probably write horror. I think I'd have to like really expand the like tortured poets of but you know what I'm saying? Like I'd have to like expand the like way I think in a horrific way.
Right.
I'd have to dig pretty deep to get into some weird stuff.
Yeah. But I feel like once you get there, like I don't know, I feel like I'm actually like really excited to like explore, like let myself explore that sort of stuff and like see where it leads, you know? I'm like excited to see how dark and like messed up I am in there.
Agreed. That's why I'm like, I want to crack that door open, but I don't think I'm ready yet. I don't think I'm ready yet. But I want to do that. Like I think that seems like so much fun. Like I love horror. And just I feel like there's so much you can do with that genre. Like it's just endless. And then also thriller. I feel like I could really make like a very twisty, like you know, like have so many layers to things and try to do it well. I already have an idea for like a cozy mystery series that's like a detective and like a girl who owns like a cafe, because I was reading for a while, so like that's always an option. But I was like, to have like a thriller, like a dark, like but I feel like that could also mix with the horror side. And I also have like a paranormal cyberpunk meets Criminal Minds idea.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, why not?
That has my vote.
I have one like that. I have like a fallen angel idea.
Nice.
I think my inner Twilight teen needs like a vampire, a cringy
100%.
vampire something, 100%. Like even a short story or a novella. Like there's just so many things that I'm like, why not? Like it's so fun. Like
why not?
And doing it for like a career. But then also like we're writers, so it's like you should also be able to write whatever suits your whimsy. Like, I love that. So that question is always one of my favorites. I think about that all the time. I'm like, all the genres.
Yeah, we can do anything we want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Jordy's question. Are you multifaceted creatives, or are you mostly for writing? I am personally a hobby hoarder, lol. And as one, I often struggle with procrastination because I am overwhelmed by all I want to do. Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that. I definitely like a lot of things. I like to do a lot of things. Like I do YouTube, I do writing. I when I was younger, I was more into like music and like instruments, like playing instruments. I have a little, like I have a piano, right? A keyboard now. I don't play it as often, but that's on my list of things that I want to do. I love crochet. I love like I want to get back into like painting. I want to like make, like honestly, like if I'm like scrolling through TikTok or whatever and like I see someone like doing some sort of craft, I'm like, yes. Or like if I walk through Michael's, like if I walk through a craft store, I'm like it, and I look through like the clay, you know, there's like the clay section. I'm like, I want to make the things out of clay. Like I want to like make little thingies and like little
like dishes and like the little trays.
I want to do pottery so bad. I want to do like pottery, like with the thing.
The pottery stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I definitely love to do all that stuff, but I feel that too, where it's like there's so many things that I want to do, and I end up kind of not really doing any of them because I get like decision paralysis. I'm like, what do I focus on? And like, if I'm working on one thing, it's like, well, you should be working on this. So like, what choosing one is like denying all the other ones, and that makes me like really anxious.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. I love the term hobby hoarder. I think that's so funny and so true.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely the same way. Like everything you listed, literally same.
Yeah.
Except for art. That's the one. Oh, if I could go back and like when I was being created, be like, listen, I want to be able to draw. I want to be able to paint. And like that's all I want. Like please, I would trade the ability to sing any day for the ability to paint or draw. Like
I love that.
But I would do it if I could paint or draw. Like
listen, I can't paint or draw either. I just like to do it.
That's true. And that's like a lot of what like I know artists say is like it's a craft. Like you have to cultivate it and blah, 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 blah. But like you have to have some amount of talent, I feel like. And I have zero. I'm like, but I agree. Like I love crocheting. Yeah. I like coloring because I can't
love coloring
art, but I love to color. I have my coloring book right here.
Stop. I love that.
And then agreed. Like I also do like YouTube and video, and I used to be really into photography.
Yeah.
And then like I'm a musician, so I sing. I was playing guitar earlier before you hopped on the call. I'm actually like I play the piano is like my main thing, but that's really hard to have like a nice piano when you're like in an RV, like a space. So a guitar is actually easier for me, and it's just hanging in my bedroom. So I just kind of picked that up. But yeah, I find that that's a very true statement for most writers. I don't want to say every writer, but I think we're all like multifaceted. Like either like we have one other thing that we do, and I just think that's so cool. Like I love that to be able to have some other thing to pour out of, because writing can sometimes be very daunting. So yeah, I do love that. Okay. We have a question by Elizabeth. What are your favorite stakes raising methods to write? Time clocks, plot twists. Would love to hear from that chat too. That's a great question.
I don't know that I have an answer for this because I feel like my story is like pretty low stakes. And it's like a contemporary, like I don't know. I don't think I have an answer for this yet currently at my where I'm at in my career, my writing career. Yeah. I'd love to hear your answer for this. Oh no, my laptop's about to die.
Oh no! We can't lose you, Diane. Maple. Trying to get my dog. Thank you, Trevor. Anyway, I do kind of have an answer for this. I love to up the stakes. I love to up them. I love like cliffhangers and like all that stuff. I'm trying to think if I have like an actual formula or like things that I do. I know the biggest thing is like knowing your characters and know what they want, know what they need, and stop them from getting it. Like that's the biggest thing that's how you come up with a story is you figure out what they want, what they need, how they're supposed to be growing, and then you stop that. You put a roadblock in there one way or another, whether that's they get to where they need to go and the thing they need is not there. The person they're looking for is dead or missing. That's like very fantasy. That's like, I mean, that could be in your romance. Like that could be the thing. But just something to stop them from getting what they want, and also giving them some headway can even be somewhat of like raising the stakes, if it's not what they wanted it to be, if it didn't turn out like they expected. Because I know sometimes for the reader, if they're not winning and it's constantly they're losing, they're being bogged down, that can be hard to keep reading, because something Brandon Sanderson says makes a good character is competency. So if your character isn't competent and they keep failing at the thing that they're supposed to be doing, and it's not like comedy,
Right.
then like that's a piece of the character that we want to see in ourselves, like
Right.
reflect, and we want to think we're competent. So seeing a character that isn't can feel like hard to root for them.
Mhm.
So I say with raising stakes, just be cautious of like, you know, not overdoing it, like
Right.
not making them lose over and over again, which I have to talk myself off of that pretty often. But yeah, I love plot twists. I love time clocks. Like we have to get to this place in a certain amount of days, or like time restrictions. I feel like those are pretty parallel to life too. So
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know, like we have that as well.
That's a good answer.
Rachel, what do you do when you find yourself struggling to write a chapter? I'm
Mhm.
kind of in a rut and I'm not sure if I'm having an off day, but how I would go about writing what's next. Hoping that made sense. Totally makes sense. What do you do, Diane?
Well, I think it depends. Something that I do is if I don't really like, it depends like what I'm struggling with. Like, am I struggling with like knowing like what happens in the chapter? Am I struggling with like the way like, oh, I know that they have to talk about this. Like, am I struggling with like how does that like how to bring that up or whatever, like what they say? It'll depend. I mean, usually one thing that I've started to do with this book was like anytime I got like too stuck on something, like if I was just like really like, oh, I can't get this chapter out. If I can't do a quick, like maybe just like writing like little bits, like whatever I know, like little bits of dialogue or even just like a line of like, okay, I want them to have like this little beat, like this moment. I'll like blit, I'll like put whatever I can think of and like not try to like write it, you know, in like beautiful prose. I'll just kind of get like whatever I can out and then I'll move on to the next thing that I do know, if it's later in the chapter or like the next chapter or whatever. It's kind of, I think it's like mostly what I've done. If it's like where I don't know what's happening in the chapter, which I'm a plotter, so I usually come up with most of that stuff before. I just like go back to like the brainstorming. I'll put some music on, I'll do whatever, I'll go for a walk and I'll just like think. I'll just let myself think about it without the pressure of like a blinking cursor. So yeah, I think that's the best advice I got so far.
Yeah. No, that's really good advice. I do a very similar thing. Like if I don't know, I'll usually put in brackets like just whatever I'm thinking needs to happen, or if I do have like a little bit of the scene, like you said, I'll try to write it out and just get, even if it's trash, I'll try to get it out there. But a big thing I learned when I was drafting for Venture Alone this past time was it usually means something's not working in the plot, and it usually means like either where they are, what the character is doing, or how they're reacting to the situation is not correct, like even how I plotted it. And that was a big thing for me, is I didn't write an entire chapter, which is I usually force myself to like get it out like to my own document. And I didn't write it. I put just a bracket that was like, this is wrong. I don't know what. This is not correct. And then I moved on. And I realized my character was not where he was supposed to be. The plot wasn't right. His whole plot line that I had written was wrong. Like, so I'm not saying that's what happened, Rachel, but I just know for me, if I hit a roadblock and it's not flowing, it usually means I went wrong in some direction. Like it could have even just been a piece of dialogue that maybe is like stopping you or something. But I say if you are struggling and you're trying to like crank through it, just do what Diane suggested and like maybe bracket, word vomit. And if you're doing draft one, maybe try to just keep going and it might come to you what was wrong with that chapter if you're capable of that. I know it was very hard for me to move on. But that's probably the best suggestion, or look back at your outline.
Yes, like look at the stuff around it for sure.
Yeah, like see what's going on. Okay, I'm popping back into the chat. I was in my little starred comment section, so now I'm seeing what the chat was saying. Let's see. Oh, Tia's back. Hello, Tia. Hobby hoarding. Oh my gosh, I love that. I feel like writers, we're all so similar like that, and it's my favorite.
I feel like we're really drawn to like any form of like creative expression. We're just like, yes, yes, yes.
I need more ways to say how I feel, please.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, Nicole's question is, do you work on one project at a time or multiple?
I'm monogamous. I do one at a time currently.
I'm the same. I think for Venture Beyond, I was poly.
Yeah.
I was working on Venture Beyond and my romance project, Project Close, and it was a slog. I hated it so much. And Close, I was working on basically because I didn't want to work on Venture Beyond, not because I was trying to have a dual project thing going on. So I think maybe that's a case. No, I won't do that in the future. But like if I were to work on multiple, it would because maybe I'm taking a break from one and want to like keep that writing muscle going. But I don't think I'll ever work heavily on like multiple projects at once unless they're in different phases.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, because like when I'm done with this draft and I'm going to be sending it off to like beta readers and stuff, I'll probably finish like the last 20K I have to write in Project Close, just so I'm still doing something. But I don't think I could draft or edit like all at the same time. You know what I mean?
I can't imagine, but I'm also like at the beginning of like my like writing career as far as like not writing novels, and so I'd like to get to a point where I can work on it like at least 2, so I'm working on like the next one. But yeah, like you said, like it would only I can only see it working if it's like vastly different stages.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to be doing in the future too, is like the moments when my like the one I'm trying to get done first is in like getting reviewed or getting edited or being read something, is when I'll work on the next thing. So then it's still like there's a flow happening, and so then it's just like a cycle. So then when I'm in that phase of the next book, it would just, you know what I mean, carry over. Yeah, I don't think I'm capable of that. I used to be like when I was a teenager, like forever ago, I would just be like, all these projects, but did I finish a single one? No.
Yeah.
Okay, Sirsha said, kind of related to when you were talking about line editing before, but any tips for line editing while keeping the original voice and tone? That's a great question, Sirsha. It's a great
question. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like for me, as far as like line editing, I think I've mostly kept the same sort of tone, like voice. I think the thing that I'm really looking at with line editing right now is just like clarity, and I love specificity. So if there's any instances where I can be more specific about things, I'll make changes in that way. I really like. I'm looking at like sort of anywhere I can swap things out for like a stronger verb, a stronger word choice. I wish I had like an example of something that I had changed. But those are kind of like what I'm looking at. Like clarity is a big thing. I've noticed some like I tend to like there's certain sentences where I'm like, this has gone on for too long, or like there's something going on. So I've done a big thing has been like clarity, like changing sentences for clarity. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that counts as advice.
That totally makes sense. That's pretty much what I was going to say, is making it more concise, like what I'm trying to say and deliver. Another thing with, like you said, the length is repetition. It's like, because you could have a sentence where you say something and then the next sentence you're trying to say the same thing, or in the next paragraph, like when you're hitting it too much. Like, for me, I tend to do not enough. So then in like this sense, I'm like not adding repetition, but I'm making sure I'm getting my point across. And like you said, like clarity is huge. So I would more focus on maybe the readability of what you're trying to write, not necessarily like the prose, or I mean, I guess you still could. I guess I'm trying to say like just because line editing is is you can over edit the hell out of a sentence, like to the point where it loses all feeling, it loses like you're, and I think that's your main concern, Saoirse, is like you don't want to lose that original thing that you had. So I say just take it slow, and like don't think you have to edit every single line either, because some lines the first time you wrote it was great. Like, and you don't need to change it. Maybe you have to take out like one word or one thing that's repetitive or something, but like, yeah, maybe don't put so much pressure to have to like edit every single line. Yeah. I think we answered that.
Okay.
And Reputate has a wonderful question for you, Diane. What is your fave Taylor Swift album, if you have one?
What is my favorite? Oh gosh. I'm trying to think of like.
You can say multiple.
I did. I mean, so I've definitely loved. I need to go in and look. I've definitely loved her. Like basically anything that I got super into her, like 2020, like around like Evermore and albums.
Folklore.
Yeah. So that's like when I had always liked her. Like anything I heard on the radio, I was like, ooh, I like it. But I never really listened to like her full albums. So it was around that time. I really like. There's a lot of songs on Lover that I really like. I like, honestly, favorite. I don't know that I have a favorite. I like them all. There's like bangers in all the albums, so it's hard. I will say her newest albums,
Tortured Poets Department.
Yes. I really love the first one. I feel like there's only a couple that like I really love from the second.
Like the anthology?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I feel the opposite.
Really?
There's
some really good ones, but I think I like most of the ones at first. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so initially Reputation is like, she's that girl for me.
Yes.
And then Folklore. I think that's the duality of me, is like Reputation. I like that. At once.
Yes.
And I feel like Tortured Poets kind of had that essence, like it kind of embodied both in ways.
Yeah.
And Tortured Poets has been growing on me. I think it might be my top favorite album of hers, which is crazy. But I think 90% of it is no skip for me.
Yeah.
And that's like, for an album, that's really crazy, especially for like a 30-track album. Like, Taylor, calm down.
Yeah.
But she had a lot of feelings, so
yes,
I love it.
A lot of processing.
But yeah, a lot of the second half I really, really liked. There's like 4 or 5 back there that I'm kind of like, they're the ones I don't really listen to, but like the Black Dog. I could talk about Taylor Swift. Don't mind me. Okay, I do see we have another question by Tia that we'll answer really quickly, and then we'll hop into our last 25-minute sprint.
Okay.
How do you stay motivated? Music and Pinterest are great, but I feel like I've been so stuck for so long, and even though I know what to do now, I just don't want to right now. Okay. We did kind of answer this, like, I think while you were gone, Tia, but we were like talking about like motivation and how a lot of it is like being disciplined and having like I said, like having somebody that you can be accountable to and trying to inspire you to write. Cause like before I started that first sprint, I didn't want to write. And now I'm like so excited for the next sprint because I'm like in the flow. That's one way for me.
Yeah, I think I had said, I mean, the biggest thing for me that gets me going outside, like that I can do for myself, like outside of, having somebody else like help motivate me and stuff, is just like actually starting, even if I don't really want to, like I'll just be like, okay, just do this for 5 minutes, like just do it for 5 minutes. And if you still really just are not feeling it, maybe it's just one of those days and you're not feeling it. But if you start for 5 minutes and you're like, ooh, like, most of the time, I'm like, and I just like, I'll keep going. So that's all I really need is like to get started. It's like when you don't want to go to the gym, but then when you're there, you're like, ooh, yes. And then you leave and you're like, ah,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, they start to flow. Yeah. I know that's like the last piece of advice any writer wants to hear is that you just have to write. It's like, no, there has to be something, like some way to jumpstart this. And it's like, you just have to do it. It sucks so bad, but yeah. So I know that's probably not what you want to hear, my friend, but ooh, I just know Don't Blame Me is going to be in my honestly.
That's a good one.
Honestly. Yeah, I think we know what Reputation is. But that's okay. I love Reputation. It's like Reputation right up there.
Yeah.
I do think it is time for us to jump into our next 25-minute sprint. So remember, everybody, to have your last lines prepared and ready to go. Good luck to everybody. We love you so much, and we will see you in 25 minutes.
Yay.
Oh, that's not
One.
there we
How'd it go?
How did we do? How did we do?
Listen, I want all of my alarms to go off like that.
It's so calming.
Yeah. That felt pretty good. How many pages did I do? 1, 2, 3. 3? 3 pages, I think.
That's really good.
I mean, for me, that's not bad in 25 minutes.
That's really good regardless. I love that.
Yeah.
I finished chapter 3.
Lovely.
And I'm looking now. I wrote another 445.
Nice. Oh my goodness.
And then the last like 5 or so minutes, I was looking through what I need to do next. And I need to rewrite more than I thought.
Okay.
Like, half of chapter 4 I'm keeping, and half of chapter 5 I'm keeping. But I changed something in like the sequence of orders. So I realized stuff is wrong. And like also I realized one character, like, he's not even supposed to be there right now. He's supposed to be somewhere else. So I was like, how are you at breakfast when you're supposed to be like,
how
what?
Did you get here?
So I like had that moment where I was like, wait a minute. She kicked you out of the bedroom last night. So how are you? What? I was like, what? So I had to change that. But yeah, I feel a lot better now that I know like where I'm going. So yeah, it's gonna take a while to get through this second draft. Oh my god.
Good. Another really good realization.
Yes. Another good one. Okay, we have a last sentence. Oh, do you want to share your last sentence before?
Sure. Mine was, let me see where I'm at. Where was I? Yeah. I look everywhere but his face.
Yep. And mine was, she stared at me for a long moment before saying, "Good night, blank."
Oh.
I'm not gonna say who.
Okay. I'm into it.
Okay. Last sentence from Jordy. Do you think I will die?
Ooh.
High
I need
stakes.
to know more.
High stakes. Okay, here's Kayla's. A steaming cup of tea rests gently in her hand, the delicate porcelain a soft whisper against the rich, earthy embrace of the world around her, where warmth and stillness dance in quiet harmony. Kayla, you're pros. Oh my god. That I guess like,
oh my god. I feel faint. Wow.
It's like I would like if that was in print, I would like circle that whole section in a book. Like
highlight.
Yep. Oh my gosh, Kayla. Killing it.
Beautiful.
Okay, from Hayden, 480 words. I've been outlining and I just happened to finish the outline as the timer went off. Nice.
Some good timing.
Last line, I'm in need of a little vacation. I think it's time to visit my father. See home. It's been long enough.
Ooh.
Yanni wrote 550 and so close to ending chapter 24. Oh my gosh. Okay. Beth, her last line was, she had been around strangers for too long today and it was all a bit overwhelming. So she said goodbye and made her way to the metro station. Relatable.
Yeah. Same.
100% relatable. Okay. Yanni's last line. It's your fault, Harper. You should have listened to me. Now, because of your actions, that poor unfortunate soul is going to lose his life to those money-hungry vultures.
Ooh, my goodness. Okay.
Wow. Reputate. Last line, blank nodded, and for a few moments, she was actually sure that blank could possibly survive longer than she had first probably thought. Last line, Blaine's grin. I love that name, first of all.
Yeah.
Blaine's grin widened. She pulled up her hood and plunged into the street's relentless current, swallowed by the crowd.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh my gosh.
Fun.
Okay. Ian said not really last line, but whatever. It's fine. It's Miles moved closer to her. You were in my shower. I wasn't dirty. I just needed some heat. It's not contaminated. Don't worry. She gave him a wink.
I love that.
Sci-fi mystery. I love. Okay, Rachel, I decided to move on to the next chapter to come back to it later. And my last line was Eloise, Duncan, comma.
That's a good one.
Doing some book 1 Gladiator, since I came up with some new world building stuff. Okay, Larry. Last line. Blessed be the first father and the emperor, the elite Elysian. It's like in my head I know how to say it, but I can't.
Yeah.
Elysian?
Elysian? I don't know. Either way, I like it.
Elysian is really pretty.
Yeah.
Larry, we apologize if we are butchering that. I know I am. Soldiers would chant, "Blessed be the first father and the emperor." Ooh.
Well, I like this.
Halo's killing it. I think my last line might be a spoiler. Share it anyway. Share it anyway. Just blank stuff out.
I know.
Nicole's got 214 words. Last line. Before I could get close enough to strike, I noticed it isn't just one person, it's multiple. I'm outnumbered.
Ooh,
Okay, crap, I accidentally hit send. Redo. Eloise, Duncan's voice raised as he lunged for me.
Nice.
I fully accepted Duncan, comma. I accept
I was like, fair. Sometimes I like to just stop mid-sentence.
Yeah. Okay, Carrie, 269 words, and learned that I suck at action scenes. Oh, you don't suck. You don't suck at it. You just got to do it more. You just got to do it more. It's okay.
Yeah.
269 is great, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's that time of the night. We're closing the shop. Diane, if you want to let the people know what's coming, what they can do to support you, where to follow you.
Oh goodness. Well, I'm here on YouTube. I make videos. You can check those out. Subscribe if you like the vibe. I am also on Instagram. I think it's all like if you click on one of my videos, it's all down there. And yeah. I think that's it. I'm not good at intros or outros, so.
You're great. What do you mean? That's great. Yeah, I loved your latest video too. So go to Diane's channel and watch all of her content. Subscribe.
5 years worth, apparently.
5 years. That's so incredible. Oh my God.
That's insane.
Oh, and yes, I'm Tay. You're here on my channel. So if you wouldn't mind giving this video a like, I would really appreciate that. And then, I post every Saturday. I have a fun reading vlog coming up. I just posted a fun little free library video and doing some live streams all week, all March, just forever. I'm going to be live with Cody tomorrow, I think at 1 o'clock my time. And then I'm going to be live with Natalie on Wednesday and then another Friday stream. Woo! Saving like crazy, trying to get this draft done. And then, if you want to support me, you can check out Venture Below and Venture Beyond. They're on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. Thank you so much for being here. I'm also on Instagram. I forgot to say that. I think there's so many links down below. Yeah. You check them out. But thank you so much for being here, everybody. We love you so much, and we'll see you somewhere else on the internet.